What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate, reverse rants, no hate. So now, I got several things I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to do something a little different. I'm pretty much going to respond to comments and questions, okay? So I have 9 things on this list. I'm going to try to get through all of it. Now, first thing is, Keith Thurman versus Shawn 2. Okay, who do I think win this fight? I really don't even care who wins this fight, man. To be honest with you, this fight already happened. It was a good fight. To me, okay, neither one of them fought in a while, especially Keith Thurman. Ever since he lost to Pacquiao, we haven't seen him. To me, I feel like these fights, I really just feel like certain guys in the welterweight division is doing everything in their power to not fight Terrence Crawford. To be honest with you, okay, their fight was some years ago, you know, Thurman and Porter. So it's not like I feel like, yo, yeah, this is definitely a fight that needs to happen again. I mean, they're 2 top names at welterweight, so it happening is not like it's a bad thing overall, because it, you know, they could either one of them could fight someone else. Now, I don't know if this is actually happening. I know Shawn Porter talked about it on his podcast. I didn't really listen to it. I saw the title of the video and I didn't listen to it. Okay, and I don't know. I can't say, because Keith hasn't been in the ring in a while. We don't know if he's the same. You know, Porter hasn't been in the ring in a while. We don't know if he's the same. We don't know. Sometimes, you know, you're going by what you saw before. So judging by that, by what we saw before, I would have to go with Keith Thurman again. But overall, as far as what they are capable of bringing to the table right now, if they got in the ring, due to them being in shape and getting back in training, I don't know. And really, I don't care. It's not a fight that I really care about either, honestly. I'm not really big on rematches. There's certain fights I can understand why a rematch is warranted, but this isn't one of them as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it's just 2 guys that fought already. They're 2 top guys. I guess for people who, you know, for someone who's a boxing fan, you'd rather see 2 top guys go at it than for them, like I said, to cherry pick a lesser opponent and make excuses as to why, or try to make this, you know, make people believe that this opponent is better than what they are, then start calling out names and have a fight the names that they call out. Whatever, you know, that type of nonsense, because it's been going on this whole big boxing circus. So it's not really a fight I care about. Okay, done with that. Oh, which, by the way, I had one of my sons, I said, look at they got these questions from social media for me. So this is what they picked, and one of them I addressed myself. I picked myself, okay? But I don't want to base the whole video on that one particular thing. Okay, Keith Thurman says, he says Errol Spence and Floyd conspired against him. Okay, let me answer that by saying this, or let me respond to that rather, by saying this. When a fighter is bitter about something in the past, it messed with their mental psyche, okay, their psyche, and they're not the same. Their thinking process is different. They don't feel the same in here, and in here. Regardless to what they try to make you and I think, okay? It's just like a person goes to a psychiatrist and don't tell anybody in his family. Why? He or she doesn't want them to know. So they appear to be like they're okay, they're normal selves in front of you, but you don't know what they feel inside. So it's easy to say, oh no, that's not true, or even you don't know if it's true or not. But to say it's not true, it's like, how do you know that? Well, how do you know it is true? No, it's more likely to go by symptoms, you know, certain behaviors and actions. If I'm staying here coughing and sneezing, right, what you going to think? I'm either sick or my allergies or something. Something's wrong. You know, I'm not just sitting here coughing and sneezing for nothing, right? Something's making me cough and sneeze. What exactly, you may not know for sure what it is, but somebody's going to guess, and guess what? Somebody's going to be right, somebody's going to be wrong. It's as simple as that. We don't need to have to guess what's going on when it comes to boxing. What you present to us is what we go by. And when you present something that doesn't sound right, doesn't look right, doesn't smell right, we call you out on it. Right? Or we'll say, that doesn't make sense. So however you want to, however you want to say it, okay, Aries is not a part of a circus, and I don't go along with what the popular thing is. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. So, when's the last time he fought? When he fought Pacquiao, he lost. Hasn't been back in the ring. He spends a lot of time talking about Floyd Mayweather. He spends a whole lot of time talking about how him and Spence conspired against him. It's not the first time. And there's another video. I saw that title, and I also didn't watch that video. I'm not going to. I mean, it's the same old thing. He's already said this before, and basically, even the fact that he brings Floyd up as a possible opponent sounds really stupid, because remember when he said, I'm only into fighting legends now. Okay, and at that time, well, who you had to pick from? Floyd, Pacquiao, and Juan Manuel Marquez. Okay, so, I mean, Floyd's retired now. Marquez is retired now. You got one of the legends, and he beat your ass. So, I mean, to come back and fight against Keith Thurman, against Shawn Porter, if that's what he wants, that's what Porter wants, hey, more power to them. It's just not a fight I'm interested in. And I'm not a little kid, man. I'm not some little kid, outside of a toy store looking at, oh, look, oh, I can't wait for Christmas. That's not what this is. I don't lose any sleep if these fights happen or don't happen. I just enjoy fighting, man. Okay, physically and watching it. So, Keith Thurman is like he's stuck on these things. Even if it's questions being asked that he answered the question, at some point you get to a point you're like, man, you know what? That's water under the bridge. Move on. Next question. Because you keep saying the same things over and over. It's not helping you. No matter what you say, you got your ass whooped by Pacquiao. Okay, you haven't fought since then. So to keep bringing up a retired fighter and keep bringing up a fighter who pretty much is unified champion and has a fight coming up with the same guy that beat you, you know what I'm saying? Like, your focus should be your next move. But it is what it is. So as far as, him saying that, yeah, he's been saying that, man. It's not going to change anything. Claressa Shields versus Amanda Nunes, who wins? All right, listen, y'all. First of all, okay, Claressa Shields was doing a live the other day. And I didn't watch the live. I watched the recorded video, but okay, let me say this, okay? Let me just repeat to you what Claressa Shields said about that, okay? Claressa Shields said, okay, because somebody asked her that same question about fighting Amanda Nunes, and she said, did I look that great to y'all that y'all should be comparing me to Amanda Nunes? She said, to me, I didn't look that great to be, comparing myself to Amanda. She said, out of respect for Amanda Nunes and what she's accomplished, that's not a fight that I'm looking forward to now. They asked her, is there anybody else in MMA she wants to call out? She said, no. She's learning. This is new to her. She's learning. So people, oh, she's arrogant. She has a big head. Well, when it comes to boxing, she's undefeated in that ring, and look at her accomplishments. She's confident in what she can do, okay? Simple. As far as fighting Amanda Nunes, let me ask you this. Let me ask this question this way. And I've said this before. Would it be wise for Amanda Nunes to jump in the boxing ring and go straight for Claressa Shields just so she can get her ass whooped? And then what's the excuse going to be? Oh, but Nunes is not really a boxer. Oh, this is only her second fight or her first fight. No. Claressa Shields is nowhere near ready for an MMA fight with Amanda Nunes. Claressa out of her own mouth said maybe 3-4 years of training and doing this. Oh, they're going to be really, they ain't going to want to fight me then. But right now, no. No, I'm not ready to fight Amanda Nunes. This came out of her mouth. This is factual. She's not on that level yet. Okay? So I think it would be stupid for them, for her or her team to even think that's okay. This is not coming from Claressa though. So I don't know. The fans ask questions. People ask questions, man. This is kind of stupid, man. Okay, it's a stupid question if you understand, okay, what these two women do and what's at stake. It's a stupid question. Not asking, do you think it'd be a good idea for them to spar together and learn? Because it would be pretty much, I mean, Amanda could teach her the other tricks and trade of MMA. Clareesa could teach her boxing, but overall, this is Clareesa's first fight. Amanda Nunes' name shouldn't even be coming up as far as an opponent. They had words in the past, but forget all of that, man. She thinks she can beat Layla and Ann Wolf. Well, why shouldn't she? Why shouldn't she? You know? Why shouldn't she? And I remember her being asked that question as well. Yeah. And she said she think Layla would be easier to beat than Ann Wolf, but she would love to fight both of them in their primes. I mean, if y'all expected me to stand here and say, no, that's not true, I think that, listen, it's unimportant because we'll never know. They're from two completely different eras and generations, and so why we even, it's unimportant, man. You know, yeah, if she thinks she can beat them, so what? Most fighters, especially great fighters, always think they can beat whoever, okay? Even if I don't agree with it or you don't agree with it. They have the right to think that, okay? Simple. Okay. Okay. Well, this is kind of the one I wanted to get at a while. Go look it out, my son. Yeah. Okay, so this is about a video that pretty much we saw and that I spoke on. Okay, in fact, yeah, and someone actually in the comment section was making a comment about, which I don't even know why they made that comment. If you saw the last video that I did, where I'm talking about Wilder, and I'm with this Ellie setback interview right after the press conference that he sat silent in, okay, and pretty much on that video in the comment section, someone made a comment about, you know, who in their right mind would think they're going to lose going into a fight. Now, I don't know why that question was asked, because I'm like, is this motherfucker talking to me? Because if he's listening, I responded to the shit, for one, okay? But if he's listening to the video and he doesn't have a screwdriver or something stuck in his brain, I don't know why he's even asking that question, because, for one, I never said anything about Wilder should be scared. Think he's gonna lose the fight going in or whatever. But I did say, okay, pretty much that Wilder is not as confident, okay, in my opinion, as he's trying to make you guys think he is. You could see the shit, man. You in his body language and all of this, sitting there with the headphones on, and him sitting there, you know, pretending he's not interested in hearing anything. No, you think he was sitting there not listening? That motherfucker was listening, y'all. Listen, that question, I don't know why, was asked, but for one, I can tell you this, okay, along with the examples I already put in the comment section on that video. I've been in a dressing room with fighters. I've been in camps with fighters, okay? You guys seem to forget who the fuck Aries is, man, okay? Anyway, I've had other fighters come to me the same night we were fighting, going, yo, I don't know if I could beat this dude, man, like, I'm gonna try, yo, I'm not scared, but I'm nervous, man. I don't know, like, this ain't really the fight I wanted, but you know, I don't. So you asking the wrong person as far as that question is concerned, because I don't know where that came from, okay? Because that conversation didn't even come up in that video, so I don't even know what the hell you were talking about. But you're just asking that question to the right person in terms of experience of knowing these things, hearing people actually say that to me. I ain't never will fear not one motherfucker ever, from any walk of life, okay? From any era of time, in any sport or whatever. I don't fear no damn body. But I've been there and seen people say, now you're asking the question, you asked me what fighter before a fight says openly, oh, I don't think I'm gonna win. That's a stupid ass question. I don't even, like I said, I don't even know why you asked that question. But yeah. I can understand that question more, making more sense of who would openly say it. But it still is a dumbass question to me, because I don't even know where it came from. Why you asked that question? Because nothing in that video came out of my mouth about Wilder is thinking, oh, he feel like he's gonna lose for whatever the fuck however you worded that shit, man. That had nothing to do with me. So I don't even know what the hell you were talking about. Listen, man. First off, people lie. Okay? How many times have you been to a doctor and the doctor said, have you been having headaches? No. Stomach aches? No. Fever? No. No migraines? No. You know, back pain? No. You know, you say no to everything because you just want to get the hell out of here. I've done that as a kid because you just want to go. And when that doctor examines you and tell you everything's okay, that's music to your ears and you go. A week later, you write back. He's asking you the same questions. Have you been having any migraines? Yes. Back pains? Yes. You was just there a week ago and said no to everything. Now he asks you, well, when did this happen? About 3 weeks ago. So you were lying. Simple. How many times has somebody, this is Calvin Jones. I'm calling out sick. I'll be in Monday. I'm using a sick day. Thank you. Click. Yeah, about to watch this fight, boy. People lie. Simple. Okay, simple. Look, first off, as far as that is concerned, it's unprofessional. Okay, and you expect you expect better behavior from a 35-year-old man to come and sit down, okay, with his ears plugged up so he can't hear, which I still feel is garbage. He could hear. He was doing that on purpose. I feel like he didn't want to answer questions, okay, that people were going to ask him because he wouldn't have an answer for it. He's going to look like a fool up there, lose his composure. Fury's going to be over there clowning him. Okay? That's why he did that. In my opinion. He couldn't even look Fury in the face. That's coward shit. Now, for all the people that say, yo, but nah, man, he don't need to say nothing. He don't need to say nothing. If he was saying something, you would have been going along with whatever he say. The fact he chose to say nothing, you're going along with his silence. But if he was, like I said before, if he means business and he don't need to say nothing, right, keep that same energy when you see Ellie's setback, which I said in that video. Ellie should have got that interview. He should have simply, man, listen, I'm all business. I'm not talking to nobody. You know, plain and simple. Come see the fight. Tune in. Whether you come out to see it or whether you watch it on pay-per-view or whatever the hell, check it out. You're going to see what I'm about that night or whatever. No, this dude sits there and have a whole lot to say. Okay? And what you guys didn't see, because I stopped the video, he said, how bad do you want to beat Tyson Fury? Or something to that effect that he goes, I want to do more than beat him. Everybody know what I want. I've been saying it for a while. Y'all know what I want on my record. Y'all know what I want. You see, he don't need to talk, but he's talking. Just not at the press conference where you should address, you're coming face to face with the person who you felt did you dirty. And you're going to say what you got to say to that person. Boom. Done. Bottom line, you're going to get, it's not about arguing. It's not about yelling. Whatever the fuck, however, okay, the wheel spins on that. It is what it is. But he had nothing to say. Period. Okay? As far as his confidence, yeah, he looks nervous to me. That's nervous energy. See, you got a lot of cowards who can relate to coward shit. So when you actually point things out, they don't know how to take it because they feel like you're talking about them. And you know I'm the kind of person, if you feel like I'm talking to you, yeah, then I'm talking to you. Whoever you are. Okay? For every time we make a video pointing out something that Deontay said or did, you guys, oh, you're always talking about Deontay. Well, somebody's always making a video about Deontay. Deontay's always putting his foot in his mouth. And you know what? We bring boxing news. And unlike these other people who are apologetic and explain, I don't apologize for nothing I say or do. Okay? So, at the end of the day, in terms of this kind of stuff, no, I don't say it just to say it. Anytime somebody make a video praising, somebody can make 100 videos a day praising Wilder. You guys will go on every video and hit the like and thumbs up because they're saying what you want to hear. But when somebody calls him out on his BS, oh man, they Deontay Wilder haters. Call it how you want to call it, but at the end of the day, he's guilty of what comes out of his own mouth. This is what you guys do. When we bring up facts, you try to counter that by going to a question that makes no sense or something that some random shit that has nothing to do with what we're saying. What? Okay, but what about, no. You sit here and argue the points and the facts. And then you're just trying to find something to say, Okay, well, I got my point across that way. You got me on this, but I got you on that. Petty stuff. You got some people who feel like every time you make them feel stupid, that when they see you, or hear from you rather, not, they want to, it's going to be a debate, not see me. I ain't talking about, I'm talking, when you post something, oh, but what about this and that? And how come? First off, listen, you guys all about winning arguments. I'm not. You guys all about, I will make my stance clear. And when you just don't get it, I'm just going to leave you alone. Because it's like, obviously, you're too fucking ignorant to comprehend common sense, okay? Drew Titan has a video out right now. That didn't take long, did it? Okay? I didn't watch it, and I'm not going to watch it. The title, the video is titled Deontay Wilder's interview already being misunderstood. This dude is the biggest fanboy, okay? He feels the need to come to Deontay Wilder's defense and rescue every time something happened, every time somebody disagrees with whatever Wilder say. Now, Drew Titan is the same guy that was interviewed by Counterpunch Boxing. And I encourage people, watch the video. Just watch the interview. See how it goes. Maybe we'll hear something different. Do I really expect us to hear anything that's going to change the reality or add to what we already know? No. And what, was I right? Yep. That same guy sat there, okay, and told Kurt DeVille, people misconstrue everything Champ say. Kurt asked him about the costume. He said, no, Champ never said that. That was misconstrued by the public. Somebody said something the wrong way. It got out to the public, and then the public just took it and ran with it. No, I'm paraphrasing. But bottom line, Champ never said that. Y'all remember that, right? Deontay Wilder never intervened. He never made it clear. No, I did say that. No, the costume did wear my legs down. He never said that. Even, you know why? Because he knew that video was gone. But the video resurfaced. And when it did, he still never addressed it. He always tried to find, he tried to play these Jedi mind tricks on his little followers, his minions. So what happens is, okay, when he's telling you, people, they're trying to come together to beat me, they're doing it, he tries to go to he does the same thing his minions does when they ask questions when you make them look stupid. He tries to set the tone for the type of questions he wants you to ask and what he wants you to stay away from. And he tries to set the tone with how you see him. That's what Deontay Wilder does. So when he's talking about these things, you're more focused on him being a victim of circumstances, more so than what's the big picture to what's the bigger picture to the whole story of what's going on. And you lose sight of that because you're thinking as a fan and not going, you know what, damn. Okay, if you grew up in Tennessee, that's your hometown, right? You love Tennessee. Your favorite football team is the Tennessee Titans. But you're a football player, right? You're in college, and all of a sudden, you move to New York. You start playing for the New York Giants. Well, are you going to take a dive against the Tennessee Titans? Or are you going to go out there and play against the team that you grew up loving or whatever, or liking or however? What are you going to do? What type of integrity do you have? Okay? Why should we trust anything Drew Titan says? Who the fuck is Drew Titan? Why is he talking for Deontay? Drew Titan sat there and lied to us. When the video resurfaced, right? Okay? Because I always said, if Kurt DeVille did a second interview with this guy, would he ask him, Drew, last time we spoke, I asked you, plain and simple, did Deontay Wilder say at any point in time that his costume was too heavy? And what did you say? You said Champ never said that. And then I'd play that video and say, did you not hear this video? Was you not aware of this video? You know what he's going to say? No, I never heard that before. I wasn't aware. Well, how are you so aware of everything that goes on with Deontay Wilder, but something like that? That was all over the media, all over TV, ESPN and everybody else, Fox. Everybody clowned this dude. Everybody talked about, even people in MMA. Everybody was talking about this lame ass excuse about the costume, and that's something you wouldn't look into. But you're quick to say what Champ didn't say, what Champ didn't do. But when the proof is put out there, you're silent. So you won't come to the same public and say, hey man, you know what, my apologies. I told you guys that he didn't say something that he did say. I wasn't aware, that's my apologies. No, not gonna do that. Oh, they misconstrue everything he say. No, Wilder will sit here and say 1, 2, 3. His minions will swear, no man, he said WXY. What you talking about? Rewind, boop. 1, what come after 1? Oh, 2, 5, 6, 3. 3. No, man, he said WXY. This is what you guys do. And then you try to make arguments about points that you can't even give an intelligent answer about what you're saying, what you're trying to defend. But because someone else can assess the situation better than you, what you do is you want to, oh man, but how do you know this and how do you know that? Okay, first of all, I'm going by what I hear and see and what comes out of his own mouth. What are you going by? Your emotion, your fanboyism. That's what you're going by. And you're making no sense. If I tell you right now, okay, there's a guy across the street, I'm going to punch him in his mouth when I see him. Whether I record it or not, if I tell you that I'm going to do it, and somebody see that guy and say, yo, man, Aries said he's going to punch you in your mouth. Either Aries punched him in his mouth already or Aries didn't see him yet. Guarantee you Aries not going to say, no, man, I never said that. I never said that. No, they misconstrued what I said. I don't say things I don't mean. Okay? At the end of the day, you're listening to a guy who says one thing and then says something else. Drew Titan sat there and denied all that stuff. And I had people telling me, Deontay never said that. And they was confident too. You know why? Because they searched for that same video and they couldn't find it. Just like Harold Strong knocking Deontay Wilder out and the referee giving him a second chance in the same fight. You know how many people know of that? Try to find that video. And that's why when that video resurfaced, I made sure I posted it. Why? Because you have a bunch of sensitive, emotional liars who like to get together and deny facts and proof. So when I posted that video, everybody zipped their fucking lips, packed their bags, and hauled ass. Because why? Damn, that motherfucker got us on that one. I don't make up bullshit. So I give the boxing news. Now, here's what I say. If you're sensitive punk, if your little sensitive punk asses don't like what I say, stay the fuck up off my channel. Because I'm going to say what I want to say, and ain't none of you going to do a goddamn thing about it. Not Wilder, not Drew, not you, nobody. So when you start running your mouth talking about, oh man, all you saying is this. No, well, somebody said I don't have anything better to do. And I responded with something like, no, actually, what I do is bring boxing news, insights, and views, right? So apparently, your dumb ass don't have nothing better to do but listen. Who the fuck put a gun in your head and made you come and listen? You choose to listen. This is how fucking stupid people are. You choose to listen, but then get upset. Because you know I'm going to tell it like I see it. I'm not going to fucking say, I'm going to tell it like it is. I'm not going to sit here and tell you something, well, I don't want people to get, I don't care how you take it. I don't care how you take it. Take it how you want. Plain and simple, I said something about somebody, and I said it to their face. And when I see them in person, I said, if I was you, I'd fuck me up. Took off my hat, took off my shit. No, man, ain't even like that, man. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to know what happened, because I thought, you know, I ain't got no problem with you. And then when I pulled up all the shit this motherfucker was talking, he dropped his head. We know, what happened. We'll see what they were. Yeah, right. And like I told him, don't let them get you fucked up, because you fucking with the wrong one with me. Simple. This grown-ass man is aware. He said also, he said he don't listen to interviews and stuff. No, Ellie Setback said it for him. I know you don't listen to social media. You don't read this stuff. Bullshit. So who the hell do you think Wilder's addressing when he's talking about people saying this and that about him? And all these videos that surface where people are talking about high risk, low reward. What the fuck you think? What is this happening on channel? Or what? This is on ESPN? This is on Fox on Fox Sports? Huh? This is on the Zone? No, this is YouTube shit. Of course he watches. Of course he observes. He's arrogant, he's cocky, and he wants you to think, man, I'm back here chilling. No. That little skinny motherfucker is worried. He's worried. You could see it. He's uncomfortable. He couldn't even look Fury in the face. When they did the face off, did you see the look on his face? He wasn't looking at Fury like, just how he was looking at Fury. Tell me I'm lying. He wasn't. That's not what you saw in his eyes. You saw. Like, see, he wasn't looking like, I'm going to fuck you up for what you did, Fury. I'm going to beat your bald-headed ass. Because you can't beat me fair and square, and I'm going to show you. He was looking at him like, you're making it hard for me to try to make no excuses and explain what happened to me, man. And I don't like you for that. I don't want to be your friend no more. That's how the fuck he was looking at Fury. But for you cowards who can relate to that because you don't get it. So when you allude to say he don't have to say anything, well, he should have kept that same energy like I said when it came to Ellie. Point blank, period. Let's move on. Ryan Garcia should shut up. Yeah, he should shut up. Simple. Because Ryan Garcia, you know, and I'm sure you alluding to him saying he would have knocked Devin Haney out. If he'd have dropped him, he'd have stopped him and all that bullshit. Yet, you know, he kept avoiding Devin Haney. He had the chance to fight him before the so-called mental illness issue. He was the mandatory for Devin Haney, and he turned that down to fight a so-called exhibition with Pacquiao, who's not even in his same weight class. Then all of a sudden, it was supposed to be on with him and Teofimo. We've already been through all that. Yeah, he should shut up. When he's ready to actually fight, and they're actually sending contracts and term sheets and contracts, and they're ready to actually make the fight happen, then open your mouth and address what's going on. Until then, yeah, he should shut up. I agree. Joyce versus AJ right now. Yeah, well, you know what? Look, I'm not against that fight, and I'm going to tell you something. Joyce is kind of in a bad situation, possibly. We don't know. We have to see the fight, to see the results, to see what happened. Personally, I think AJ beats Joyce. And honestly, see, Joyce only has 12 professional fights. And he's 35 years old. So he doesn't have time on his side to wait and wait and wait and wait to develop, to get to the point where he can actually acquire more skill than what he has to fight AJ. So, yeah, I mean, for AJ, he beats Joyce. For anybody who knows who Joyce is, you know he's a solid fighter. I still think AJ wins, but we'll see. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. But the fact of the matter is, for people who don't know who Joyce is, they will be like, oh, AJ fought a dude that only got 12 wins. Oh, man, who the fuck is Joyce anyway? Oh, man, he couldn't even knock out Bermain Stabur. They had to stop the fight. See, all that, which doesn't really matter. Because people want to say what they want to say without analyzing what's going on and assessing the situation before they open their mouth. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not against that fight. And as far as Undisputed, we don't even know how things is going to go anyway. So, you know, we'll see. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. I don't know. Ajaba versus Daniel Dubois. Who wins? All right. They both can crack. is kind of slow, though. He's flat-footed. I think Daniel Dubois is sharper than Fa. And he's more explosive with both hands. Fa is not technically sound, so even though he does throw a jab and he throws a hard one, he is slow and he does not have a Joyce type of chin. Now, they both got power, but I would go with Dubois over Fa. At this point right now, I would go with Daniel Dubois over Fa. Now, that would be a step-up fight for Fa, definitely. That would definitely be a step-up fight for him. Now, Daniel Dubois said about 2 or 3 more fights, he'll be back on track to start fighting the top guys again, pretty much. So maybe FA may be that you know, well, actually, if you look at it, it will be a step-up fight for both guys, you know, because Daniel's step-up fight was against Joyce. And, you know, he came up short, but he held his own. And, you know, Joyce is a solid fighter. FA's never had anybody close to Joyce or Dubois yet. So it will be a step-up fight still, because now this is a guy that he's fighting another guy that's going to come up like himself, that's hungry like himself, that's trying to, you know, make a name for himself. So it's a tough challenge, you know. So, yeah, I mean, I would definitely like to see that fight. But I go with Dubois over FA. Errol Spence versus Pac-Man, who wins? All right, let me say this about this fight. I've talked about this before, too. Errol Spence, longer, taller, stronger, has power, should be able to beat little Manny Pacquiao. The problem with Errol Spence is Errol Spence makes fights harder than they need to be. He showed you against Danny Garcia he could box if he wants to. He showed you against Mikey Garcia he could box if he wants to. Okay? Errol Spence out of his own mouth said, I got boxing skills, man. I could jab, work behind the jab and all, but that's boring to me, though. And I've heard, you know, Jamal Charlo say the same thing. And it's like, well, see, you guys, it's like having an empty gun. You pull that gun, you might scare some folks. When they realize that motherfucker ain't loaded, and it's like, oh, shit. Well, he could use the gun to try to pistol with me, but hey, at least he can't shoot me. I might have a chance against just the gun, unloaded. You feel what I'm saying? So why have that shotgun out there? You got that shotgun attached to your body, but you're not going to use it because you want to get in there and bang and brawl because you think you're giving the fans their money's worth. Man, you better go out there and win fights. At the end of the day, people won't remember you. Most of them are going to forget you. Nobody lives forever, you know, and it is what it is, man. But Errol Spence should beat Manny Pacquiao. I don't have to break all that shit down on both sides, man. Errol Spence should beat Manny Pacquiao. No, we'll see how he decides to fight, but he should win. Malik Scott is a better trainer than Mark Breland. Well, I don't know how anybody could say that when we haven't seen Deontay Wilder do anything except hit some mitts. Okay, and the fact that Malik Scott also said that Wilder was stubborn as hell. We heard, you know, Mark Breland say the same thing. Now, as far as you seeing him looking, you know, a little sharper now than he has in the past, well, I guess he decided to listen to those things that Malik Scott was doing. Maybe because he know that this was going to be on camera. You understand what I'm saying? Let me show these people, you know, my basic fundamentals that I finally am starting to learn. You know? So, you know, that's that. But how could you say Malik Scott? How many world champions have Malik Scott managed? How much success has Malik Scott brought to any fight? How many fighters does he have in his stable under his management? You know, I mean, to say that is like, what? If you're trying to say Wilder is doing things now with Malik Scott than he wasn't doing with Mark Breland, well, you can't bring it on Mark Breland. You got to bring it on Wilder, because Wilder's a grown-ass man that chooses to do what he wants, which is what Malik Scott said. He's stubborn as hell. Okay? So, obviously, Malik Scott didn't agree with him sitting there with headphones on, trying to not focus, because you heard what he said. He could have said, well, hey, man, Champ, he could have been on some Drew Titan shit. Champ don't want people misconstruing what he said. No, he said, man, Wilder's stubborn as hell. So he didn't agree with that shit. But he sat there and spoke for him. Malik Scott wasn't a good fighter. Mark Breland was a great fighter. Malik Scott was never a world champion. Mark Breland was a world champion. Mark Breland understands how to fight, understands how to box, has fundamentals. If Malik Scott was even half the fighter that Mark Breland was, then he would have beat Deontay Wilder. And we all know the punch that never landed that knocked him out, but you know what I'm saying. To say that he's a better trainer, I'm just saying, like, what have you seen him do? Now, if Deontay Wilder decides to listen and he becomes comfortable with doing things that he's not used to doing, and he becomes a great fighter, so be it. But at 35 years old, and now you People don't understand the thing that you guys are cheering, and this is basic shit he's doing. People are going through drills, and they're throwing you, throwing your combinations. It's a drill. All you're doing is doing a drill. That's all. So yeah, you know, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I don't see how you could even compare him to Malik Scott as a trainer. That's just some fanboy shit to me. You know, he's done nothing as a trainer to prove that. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.